Hello and welcome to Chalk It Up. I've got a treat today. I'm joined by Irish pro snooker player Aaron Hill. How's the form, Aaron?
All good, Patrick. Thanks for having me on, mate.
Oh,
Looking forward to
absolutely.
it.
It's a pleasure. So obviously, bit of travel involved for you this week as you're taking part in the World Grand Prix. How's the preparations for that going, and how's your thoughts on it generally?
Yeah, very good. My preparation's been good. I've been practicing hard. I've been up in Antrim last week practicing with likes of Mark Allen and Jordan Brown and Robin McGuigan, and I had a couple of games with Ronnie O'Sullivan during the week as well. So my preparation is good, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to Hong Kong for such a big tournament. The World Grand Prix. It's my first year qualifying for it now, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I saw that, and it's a great sign of your progress. I was going to say, not bad practice partners to have on the run into it there. So hopefully
Yeah.
that'll give you a bit of like a couple of different like views on how to play, how you're playing, and as you said, big tournament, a lot of big names there. So exciting times ahead for you.
Yeah, 100%. It's great to be part of such a big tournament, the World Grand Prix. It's only the top 32 players, so it's going to be something different for me. It's my first time playing in it, so yeah, look, practicing with top players now, so I'm used to playing them, and I play Mark Selby out there, so really looking forward to the challenge. And if I can bring my game, it'll be a tough game for him.
Exactly, and you've seen over the line against Selby as well before, so that probably gives you a little bit of added confidence.
Yeah, I actually enjoy playing Selby. I always enjoy the challenge against them. It's like nearly the ultimate test for your game. You need to be strong-minded, um, strong in your safety department, and so you need to score when you get your chances because you don't get too many chances. So yeah, I've beaten him before, and he's beaten me. So yeah, look forward to it. Look, if I can, as I said, if I can play well and bring my game, it'll be a tough game for him.
No, exactly. And Aaron, as you said yourself, it's a different challenge. Obviously, the biggest names in the sport going to be playing, and for yourself, it'll be a real test. Now, obviously, over the last this season and the two previous, you've had quarterfinals before at Wuhan, German Open, and stop me if I'm wrong, English Open this season. Do you feel there's that your game's ready to progress to the next step? You're not back, or is there something you're working on to sort of get over that line, hit a semi, and then hopefully even a final?
Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely think I have the game to be going further and doing it week in week out. Just the more experience I get now later on in events, the better I'll deal with it the next time. Couple more quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the win won't be too far away. Hopefully, it's Rome wasn't built in a day, so I don't want to be just a flash in the pan and just winning one tournament and go missing. I want to when I win a tournament, I want to start winning a couple. And be a be a proper winner. Like so, just trying to build a player that can do that. That can win week in week out like the top players can. So yeah, just working towards that, and hopefully it's sooner than what we might think.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's a great side of the mentality there, and I think with that sort of like the practice getting over the line, I think in snooker, it's sort of understated, underappreciated how much that mental side of the game is important. You need that sort of fortitude, as you said. Somebody like Selby, often described as sort of a granite player to come up
Yeah,
against. You sort of need that mental fortitude to say, look, it's not my time this time, but I'm
yeah,
going on to the next step. I'll keep on practicing. I'll keep on doing the right things.
yeah. The game is nearly 90% mental, to be honest. Especially later on in events, when you're deep into a week of a tournament and you're there for the week and you're after playing a load of games to get where you got to, and you might not be playing as well as you want that day, but you need to be strong enough to play through it. And because like by winning the tournament, you're not going to play amazing every game. You're going to struggle in a couple of them. So you need to have that strong mentality behind you just to push through it, and have that will to win. Like because you need to win ugly as well as winning pretty. So yeah, and you could be out there and things might be going against you, and you could easily sit there and say, it's not my day, and we go again next week or whatever. But when those thoughts come, you need to basically tell them to bugger off, like, and play through it and fight through it, and because at the end of it, at the end of the day, you really want to win, no matter how you're feeling out there. So you just got to play through all the emotions and thoughts, and try get that W, like.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you look back previous to the Masters there, I think the final itself might have been a great example for that sort of style, like sort of if you're not playing your best. John Higgins obviously didn't show up. Kyron Wilson didn't play his best, but he found that way over the line.
Yeah.
I think that sort of shows like even when you're not at your best, you need to find that sort of determination.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes you just have to find a way to win. Like, just get that ball back over the net. Like, in tennis terms, it's not always going to be pretty snooker. Centuries after centuries. 90% of the qualifying games I play, it's nearly always ugly snooker, and you just have to find a way to win. Is what my coach would say. Fergal. Yeah, simply those days you just have to find a way to win. Like.
No, exactly. And I think you're alluding earlier on, you don't want to sort of be a flash in a pan. You want to be here for the long run. I suppose a lot of people sort of you got added attention towards the end of last year when you in September and October you hit 2 147s in the space of a month. So
Yeah.
that obviously got you a lot more eyes, but that's something obviously in your mindset. I don't want to be remembered as the guy that got 2 147s in a month. It's more than that for me.
Yeah. The biggest thing I gained from that was that taste of success, what success feels like. In those couple of months there, I was doing well, hitting 147s. I was getting runs in tournaments, and yeah, there was a lot of attention on me. But it was great, like, great feeling. I was playing some good stuff, and it gave me a taste of what success feels like, on the tour. And this season has been my closest yet to, it's the most success I've had this season. So, like, getting to the World Grand Prix now next week is another bit added to the list. So yeah, I'm hungry and hungry now more than ever to keep going and get more successful, and doing the best I can.
Brilliant. And just sort of talking like about snooker, say the mental side of it is quite important. How do you find other aspects? There are a few players around, there might be the older players, Mark Williams and John Higgins especially, talk about the like sort of pain of traveling, like maybe being in Germany one week, Hong Kong or China, then back to England, back over to
Yeah.
maybe China again. How do you feel? How do you cope with that aspect? And you feel like there's something that can be done to change that, or is it
Um.
sort of suck it up at the minute and deal with
Yeah.
it?
Well, it can be quite tough, but you can flip it the other way as well and be grateful for it. That we get the opportunity to do these things and travel the world. And like at 23 years of age, for myself, the places I've been to, the places I've seen, the memories I've had already from traveling, it's brilliant. And I'm grateful for it every day. Like, in the midst of it, I can be, it can be quite draining. Like, I was in China 3 times in 2 months, um, this year. Like, so it's kind of draining at times. But then when I get home, I'm like, be grateful for it, because once I'm home for a couple of weeks, do nothing, I'm like, right, get me back on the plane again. I want to travel again. But um, you need to remember why you're getting on the plane and why you're traveling. You're going there to do a job, and hopefully pick up a trophy or pick up some money, because you need money behind you as well in this sport. So yeah, look, I can see why the lads, might be sick of it, because they've been doing it their whole lives, like. But I'm kind of only starting out now, so 90% of the time I enjoy it.
Yeah, well, that's good as well. Even with the jet lag and things like that, like I'm sure.
Yeah,
And obviously, as you say, you need the money. The money helps propel the rankings. You're again something from I think 42nd in the world rankings, unless it's been updated, but 31st in the 1 year list.
yeah,
Um,
that's correct.
so
Yeah, so
obviously,
yeah, so I'm at
so
my career highest at the moment now. So I think at the end of the season I'm provisionally around the 40 mark. So yeah, it's good signs. My goal coming into the season was to get into the top 48, and I'm rightly embedded in there now. So the next goal will be try and get into the top 32, and finally get my way up to the top 16, and hopefully won't look back from there.
Excellent. No, it sounds brilliant. And I know, obviously, with things that because they towards the end, obviously, the season ends with the World Championship, and um, even the qualifying rounds of the World Championship were a bit punishing. But you're bypassing. Are you entering at the final qualifying stage this year? Is that right?
Yeah, so I'll have 2 matches to qualify this year. That's
Mhm.
the minimum you can have. The lads lower down have 4 matches to win, and then slightly above them will have 3 matches to win, and where I am is 2 matches. So yeah, it's the closest I've been at qualifiers now. You know, only having 2 to play every other year. Normally I've had 3, or maybe my first year I had 4. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic. Again, it's a sign of the progress you're making and sort of the steps you're making to get further up the field. But yeah, I find personally, just as a total aside, I find the World Championship qualifying very punishing. The amount of frames you have to have behind you to even get into the main stage, it's crazy. Like I wonder if they maybe think they're changing it to the best of 9 or something like that instead of the sort of long format it has.
Yeah. To be fair, the players actually love the best of 19s. Well, I do anyway. But they can be. You need to be. How can I say? Like, you need to be strong-minded, and a bit of fitness as well would be handy from, because they're long, long days. Very draining on the mind, and to come through qualifying to get to the Crucible, and like when you get to the Crucible, you want to go and win it, and there's another 3 weeks to play at the Crucible, all long matches. So yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted anyway. I can tell you that. Anyone who gets through the qualifiers or wins the world title thoroughly deserves it, because yeah, it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, different level there.
Yeah.
Obviously, like like Irish snooker stuff, obviously sort of the big name at the moment. What sort of taste you feel it's in? You probably have more insight to the general behind the scenes and like other players and stuff. How do you feel Irish snooker is at the minute?
I think it's in a great place at the minute. There's a lot of interest in it. The All Ireland Snooker Club Championships was in Killarney last weekend, and it's the biggest numbers they've generated in years. I believe the crowd watching the final has been the biggest in years. So I heard a lot of teams there. I think there was something like over 400 players down there at the weekend playing. So like that's massive for Irish snooker, you know. So yeah, and you've got that academy in Carlow, and the national coach PJ Nolan coaching all the juniors, and um, yeah, I think it's a great place at the minute. Just have to be patient, to see what kind of talent can come through. There's a lot of young players playing the game now, and so just give them a bit of time, and so you never know what we can see in the coming years. Like
No, absolutely, and I
the
think
facilities,
hopefully.
the facilities are definitely there for him, so it'd be great to see him, progress.
No, exactly. And I know there has generally been a drop in the number of snooker clubs. I'm obviously based up in the north, but the number of snooker clubs is lowered. But then, I suppose if you've got that drive determination, you will find those
Yeah.
clubs to play in. So, like, it's great to hear the numbers behind that. Just finally, just as a quick one, then we can wrap up. German Masters on at the minute, unfortunately, not taking part. Do you have any sort of thoughts of who might win that one? I know Mark Allen and Jordan Brown are playing in the main draw, so.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for Mark or Jordan. It'd be nice to see them get a run. Um, Kyron Wilson, defending champion, coming off a Masters win. He's just playing free flowing snooker at the moment. It's easy to him at the moment because of all the confidence he has over just winning the Masters last week. So I reckon he'd be tough to stop this week. And yeah, sure, the main man himself is there as well, Ronnie. So you can never count him out either. But yeah, I'll be rooting for me two buddies, Mark and Jordan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I'm just I keep on thinking John Trump's going to win a tournament, but his final, like he's not having much luck in the finals or like in the tournaments themselves at the minute. But like I don't know if this week's for him, but he must get one at some point soon
Uh,
because like yeah,
it's only
the
a
whole
matter.
lot.
It's only a little matter of time for him again. He's
Yeah.
the best player in the world in my opinion. Like so, yeah, he's class. And once he gets over that rut he's in from not winning the tournament, I don't think he's getting bogged down by it. It's just the standard is so high these days. It's hard for the players to dominate. So you're going to see different winners every week from here on in. Like so, yeah, maybe he's saving it for the Worlds. You never know. unless I win it.
Say the best to last. Well, hopefully he's not safe out there and you can get it.
Yeah.
But no, Aaron, absolute pleasure chatting to you. Take care of yourself and all the best in Hong Kong.
Cheers.